Today, the microscope continues to be the principal tool used in medical research. When cures to today's diseases are found, it is certain that the microscope will have played an important role. Both the traditional light microscope and the electron microscope, an instrument that uses electrons to magnify rather than light. Here, a tiny fruit fly is being prepared for study. It is placed on a small mount with a sticky surface. This is placed within a glass chamber, which is then covered with an airtight lid. Air is removed from the chamber to create a vacuum. Electricity is used to coat the fly with a thin layer of gold. The chamber glows purple during the coating process. The fly is then removed and taken to another room. Here, the microscope chamber is opened and the fly is placed inside on the microscope stage. The chamber is closed and a pump is started to remove all air from the microscope, creating a vacuum condition. Dr. Steve Barlow explains the difference in microscope types.
A lot of people wonder what's the difference between a light microscope and an electron microscope. Light microscope, as the name suggests, uses light to illuminate your sample, whereas the electron microscope uses electrons. A light microscope can magnify about 1,000 times normal size. The scanning electron microscope can magnify about 100,000 times normal size, or about 100 times more than a light microscope. This more powerful microscope allows us to see more detail in our samples.
The microscope stage is moved by control knobs on the outside of the chamber. Another knob controls the magnification, and another the focus. The image is displayed on a monitor, and while the picture is only in one color, it is nothing short of awesome in its detail. Here we're zooming in on a sensing hair on the fly's head. Now we're zooming in on the fly's eye, and we can see it is made up of thousands of smaller eyes and dotted with sensing hairs. And finally, we zoom in on one of the fly's legs and discover claw-like feet that enable it to cling tightly to just about any surface. These are viruses. They're responsible for some of today's deadliest diseases. Smaller than bacteria, they cannot be seen with a light microscope. And that's one of the reasons why electron microscopes are so important, to help us learn more about viruses and the diseases they cause.